What's up, guys? It's Tom Trapp, working out at Kingpin's Barbershop, Cheltenham, UK. Today we're going to be doing a review of my collection of US clippers, which I power using Larry Campbell's, aka Larry the Barberman's 60Hz frequency converter. I'm not endorsed by Larry in any way, so this is a good, honest review. I'm not into any of that. So yeah, I'm just going to come at you with what it's like to use these machines on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to start with my liners first. So I have here the Wahl Hero. It's a very light trimmer, similar to a detailer. I'd say compared to a UK detailer, it probably cuts a bit more aggressive. I've got the 5-star standard blade. Yeah, it's pretty good. It cuts really well actually. It's probably my favourite trimmer I've used. I haven't got it gapped that close. It's just an everyday trimmer that I use to go around the ears and down the neck and clean everything up. You know, people in the UK are not into the sharp lineups quite as much, so for me it's embarrassing if I get some trimmers that cut really well, but you show some guy the back of his neck and he's all whelped up, all red and stuff. Cool, your lines are sharp, but you look like you've affected the guy's skin. So these are great. They've not actually irritate anyone's skin yet. They cut really well, pretty flawless. You know, straight out the box. The noise they make is kind of annoying, and this bump here can get in the way. You have to kind of like go almost at a vertical angle, but it's still a great trimmer and probably like the best corded trimmer that I've used. Secondly, I've got the Andis T Outliner 2. It feels really good in the hand, and it's got a magnetic motor. The blade's really sharp, but to be fair, unless you zero gap it, it's pretty useless, and then it's really sharp. You have to be very light-handed. It vibrates quite a bit, and it's quite bulky, so it has got a lot of drawbacks. I know in the States a lot of the guys sort of love this one because they like doing all the sharp outlines and stuff. Like for the UK, maybe if you're working in an afro shop, it's cool. For just general barbering, you know, your £10 barbers and stuff, I don't really think it's the best outliner. You know, it's strong. I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon, but I wouldn't like spend a lot of money thinking this is going to drastically improve your job. Like, I don't think this is going to make you a lot of money. If you want it, get it. If you do a lot of designs, afro work, stuff like that, cool, you've got to zero gap it up. But if you're just a regular barber, just needs a good solid trimmer, I'd probably just stick with the Hero, or maybe even a detailer, but this Hero feels, I prefer this to detailers a lot. Okay, so moving on to the clippers. I've got 4 clippers that I use on rotation. I don't use them all every day. I just bought them because I like clippers. You know, I know you only need one clipper to do all jobs. I just like clippers. It's something a hobby, you know, I like to collect them, so please don't slate me for that. I know it's the Indian, not the arrow, so to speak. Yeah, I just like clippers. So I've got the Andis regular master. The only difference between this and a fade master is the blade. A fade blade goes from 5 zeros to a 0. This goes from, you know, 3 zeros to a 1. So that's the only difference. It's the same machine. It's just a blade. I've got a Wahl Legend, which is V9000 motor, standard Wahl clipper. Difference is it's got this crunch blade. Looks like the fade blade, but it's a 5-star wedge. The throw's slightly longer, similar to a master, to about 1, maybe a bit less. A very long 0.5. Then I've got the Wahl Senior Reflections, same as a Wahl Senior. 5-star edition. It's the V9000 motor. It's got the chrome casing, opens up to a 0.5. And then lastly we got the Oster fast feeds, pivot motor clipper, very quiet, opens up to about a 1 from 3 zeros. Cool, so we shall talk about how these perform. Probably the biggest disappointment is the Andis Master, because having, you know, seen all the videos online, all the guys in America that cut, you see their crispy fades, all using the Andis Master. It looks like it just cuts hair so smooth. Actually, it's not that powerful. It snags on thick hair. The notches are very useful. It feels well built. It looks great. It is kind of heavy and does get a bit hot. It's quite hard to zero gap. So like you need two types of screwdrivers. You have to adjust the inside as well. So a lot harder than what we're used to. It's pretty quiet. You know, there's no complaints as far as that goes. I find it can pull at the hair a little bit, maybe when in an open position. Yeah, it's not like the answer to all your problems. I don't know if that's because of Larry's machine doesn't run properly, or whether, you know, it's just it looks better on videos. But you know, I'd recommend this. It's great for fading, so I'd recommend this on short hair. I don't think you'd want this as your one and only clipper. If you were the kind of guy that just has one clipper for all jobs, this is not that. But it is cool. I do like when I do use it. I do enjoy it, and the fades do come out crispy. But that's it. That's all I'm using it for is skin fades. You know, nothing really past a 1.5 really. To be fair on this, I mean, mostly I use clippers up to a 1, then clipper over comb anyway. So yeah, it's cool. It's a good clipper, but I wouldn't. If you're looking for just one clipper, this would not be it. Also, the blades are only available in America, so if you drop the blade and snap the teeth, which I have, you've got a long wait. So you would need a spare backup clipper for sure, or a few sets of blades just in case something like that happens. Or of course you could hang it from a carabiner and then you won't drop it. Next one is a Wahl Legend. Very light. It's pretty much an icon. Like V9000 motor, feels like an icon. The throw's a bit longer. I thought it kind of lost its balls after a couple of days. Like the first time I used it, I was like, wow, this thing's amazing. But yeah, it's pretty much an icon. Like really, I could probably take, rather than use Larry's converter, I could probably just take the electrics out of my icon and put it in here and just have a UK version, which is like health and safety legit. So yeah, it's cool. It's a nice lightweight clipper. You know, I think it could be a workhorse. You could use this for everything. You know, it cuts through whatever. Easy to zero gap, easy to adjust. It's what you're used to. It's just got a longer throw. Takes the same guards. It is useful having that longer throw, you know, for your fade-in. I don't know if you can sort of see how much longer that is than a regular sort of clipper, but yeah, nice clipper. Doesn't snag at the hair like magic clips do, but I've never had that. You just got to be light-handed with the flat blades, so I like it. Cool. Next clipper is a Wahl Oster and Reflection Senior. Looks amazing. It's exactly the same as, you know, your super tapers, your magic clips, whatever. You'll know how this works. You know, if you want to adjust it, gap it up, you're going to know exactly what this does. It's what you're used to. It's slightly better built. I think it has got a bit more balls to it. It's pretty quiet when it's turned on. I would say if you're looking for an American clipper, you know, to replace your clippers you've got and you're using Wahl, just get this. Like, it looks better. I think it looks more professional, being all chrome and stuff. Definitely recommend this one. It works like what you used to. There's no transitional period. With the Masters, you got to transition. They're hard work. Like Nathan, who works for me, bite my thumb on Instagram, check him out. He found this really hard to transition with because he's only grew up on Wahls. I've always mucked around with clippers, so I found it a little bit easier, but he found this a lot harder to get to grips with than these, so he's buying these now. Okay, the last clipper I've got, a lot of people hated them that I've spoke to, my boys in the New World Barbers. They didn't like them. These are probably my favourite of the American clippers, is the Oster Fast Feed. I've used them a bit longer than any of the other American clippers. Maybe is why I like them, but why I like them, they're very, very quiet. So if you've got little kids or whatever, it's so quiet. A lot of customers say, like, are those even on? Like, they're used to shitty clippers and making a loud noise. These cuts or anything, they've never snagged once. They can pull on the hair a little bit, especially just after you've oiled them. And I don't know if that's because of Larry's converter and the power difference, or whether that's just because I've zero gapped them without making any holes or anything in the inside mechanics of it, which some of the videos recommend. I don't know if it's to do with that. but really you can hear when it's going to pull. So I just toggle this and then it stops. So like you get to know your clipper. I really like it. It makes the fades very smooth, like buttery. So maybe not as crispy. It's different. It texturizes the hair slightly different because the blade moves slower. So a lot of people have never used these think, oh, these are whack because they feel like there's no power, but it's because the blade is moving slower, but it's actually moving more powerfully. I love these for clipper over comb. They never snag. You open it up and it's like blending hair with thinning scissors, but with a clipper, really fast. You know, I guess maybe that's why they call them fast feeds. Yeah, real like them. You can get the blades from Barber Blades as well, because the Pro Power, which is the British version, the Oster 606, takes the same blades. This is better than the 606. It feels so robust, and it's so light, doesn't get hot. Really enjoy using this clipper. I love it for beard trims. It's 'cause it's so light you can freehand. I'd recommend getting that clipper for sure. Like, but there is a breaking in period. If you're used to Wahls, you'll probably think, "What's this guy on about?" You've just got to get used to it. I know quite a few barbers that use them. Harry Blades uses them. Frank Rimmer, you know, Frank Glorified on Instagram, he uses them. Great barbers. It's good enough for them. It's good enough for me. I learned how to gap them and stuff using Cake and his Randy videos. Shout out to Cakin. You know, learn how to pretty much fade properly from his videos. So yeah, those are the 4 converters. Now, to talk about the 4 clippers, to talk about Larry's converter, I've used 3 or 4 converters in my time to trying to get these to run anyway, and I had some Fade Masters before. I just couldn't get them to work, and yeah, Larry's is the best one. Whether it works the same as what it would in America, I don't like the power outlet in America works. I don't know. I'm going to America in September, so maybe I'll do a video and let you know. But it works good. I've got the 4-way splitter, but don't think that 2 of you could get one converter and use the 4-way splitter, because it halves the power. Like I've turned them both on at the same time and it jumps down. It's not for that. It's a good converter. It kind of looks like a thing from a laptop, like the diode from a laptop charger, like an old school laptop, and then what you'd put into a cigarette lighter in a car. I think it might be that. Like, either way, it works pretty good. It converts it down to 60 hertz. I've had the big one with the dial on, and that never worked properly, and I've also had the cheap one from Maplin, and that doesn't work at all. So yeah, definitely, if you're interested in using American clippers, I'd say the only way you're gonna get them running is with Larry's machine. Is it perfect? Probably not, but you can use your clippers fine all day, every day in a barbershop. I've had no problems. So yeah, that's my review on the American clippers. I think they're worth the money. They feel better buildmanship, better quality. I don't think you'll get as much problem. Motor wise, they have more balls. I think they'll last longer. Yeah, a good purchase, and if anything, they can maybe inspire you, get some new equipment to try a bit harder with your fades and stuff like that. So yeah, worth the money. If you're just learning, like if you're a beginner, just get some super tapers from the UK, because you don't know what you like yet, and they're easy to fix, and you know, you gotta walk before you can run, I guess. So yeah, those are the videos those are the clippers I'm using. They're the clippers I like. Yeah, if I get any more from America, I shall let you guys know what I think on those. Over and out. Check us out, Tom Trap on Instagram, my personal page, or Kingpin's Barbershop on Instagram as well. Coming out of Cheltenham Spa, UK. Yeah, big up to all the guys in the NWB. Big up to Bite Thy Thumb and Barbertown Worcester. Sound.